Hello everyone. Today we're going to be creating a bar graph using Python, and once we created that bar graph, we're going to go and give each bar different shade based on the amount of value they contain. So for instance, 48, 117, 200, 240, 160, 260, and 220. So these are the numbers that we're going to be using to set the limit for our bar graph. And over here on the right side, I do have the code that I have already written. And then most of it actually is given to us from the book, so I didn't have to do a lot of code typing in this one. But it was a little bit tricky to figure out how to change the color of each bar graph, so I'm gonna go over that. So the first thing that we obviously do is import turtle all the time, and then the next thing is we're gonna create a function called draw bar. This function is gonna take in two arguments, t and height, and then after that what I did over here was I created another function called fill color, and then this is where all the numbers get separated and all the colors of the tests will be assigned. So what I did over here was I create this function. What it mainly does is it just creates that bar for us that is like that goes like that. And then after that, once it creates it, it's going to fill the bar with color. So basically that's what all this thing does. So what I did over here, again, the function that I created, the fill color function, what it does is sorts out whether the value that's coming in to that function, whether it's greater than equal to 200, or if that's true, then it's going to change the color of test from whatever color that she had to red color, if that statement is true. But if that statement is not true, it's going to go on to the next statement, and then it's going to evaluate this argument over here. So it's going to evaluate whether a, or the number that's coming in, is greater than or equal to 100, and if a is less than 200. So if that means, I'm gonna write it over here. No. So what this evaluates is whether the number is between 100 and 199. So this parentheses over here means that 200 is not included in this. So since this is these two arguments are connected by AND, we have to have, like, both arguments have to be true for this line to be executed. So if it is true, then it's going to execute this line, and then it's going to finish this up and then go back out and go back to the draw bar function. So but if this is not true, the last resort is going to go to the last else statement over here, and then it's going to change the color of test from whatever color test had at that moment to green. Okay, so this is basically what I created in order to create this color difference. So let's go back to the draw bar function over here. So I already created the fill color function, so I called the fill color function over here, and then that is going to take in test and then the height inside, right? So after it does that, whether it's going to be red, yellow, or green, it's going to draw the bar graph, and then it's going to fill with the color based on the outcome of this function. Okay, so after that, we just basically do the we create the screen, we create the background color, we name tests, create tests, we create the pen size. So what was given in the book was the bar was supposed, the height of the, the height of the bar was supposed to be this list over here, starting with 48, ending with 220. So what I did over here was create a for loop that's gonna go through the list, and then it's gonna assign it's gonna assign each number of the list into the loop, and then it's gonna send it to the drawbar function, right? And then the drawbar function is gonna call on the fill color function to get the color of test, and then once it gets the color of test, it's gonna start drawing the bar. So an example of that would be, for instance, 48 over here. 48, if we're going to use 48, for instance, 48 is going to be called in here. 48 goes into the draw bar function over here, right? Boom. And then it goes into the fill color function. So it comes here, and then it's going to be evaluated by the first line. This is not going to be true, so it's going to skip the second one. The if else is going to evaluate it. It's not going to be true, so it's going to go to the else statement, and then it's going to set the color of test to green. So once it's done with that, it's going to go back out, go back to the draw bar function, and then it's going to start filling and drawing and filling the bars. Excuse me. And then once it does that, it goes back out, and then the next number, 177, is gonna do the same thing. So that loop is gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's gonna loop 7 times, and every time it does that, it goes through all this code and then figures out the color of what kind of color test is gonna be. And once it figures that out, it's gonna draw the bars, and then it's gonna fill it out. Thank you very much. And that's how you create a bar with different colors based on the list that we have over here.